everybody, and welcome to the Quadcopter review. I'm your host, Pepe Prawns, and as always, the way I start these videos is by asking you to remember to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Subscribing to the channel helps grow our channel, costs you absolutely zero. You don't have to click the bell, and you'll never hear from me even. But while you're here, if you could subscribe, that would seriously help what we're trying to get accomplished. Also, don't forget to look in the upper right hand corner right now and you will see a link to our latest giveaways playlist, and you'll be able to check that out and get yourself entered in any of the latest giveaways going on here at the channel. So today I'm going to tell you how to get around a little problem you might run into if you just picked up a bind and fly quad, Mobula 7 HD, UR-UAV, UR-85 HD, one of those quads, and you're using Configurator 10.5.1. You're going to go in there and you're going to go to try to start setting things up. You're going to see some things like no gyro found over here. That's going to be one thing you're going to see. That's going to be a key that you're going to notice. Another thing is you're going to click the modes tab and it's going to basically get stuck. It's going to show you one thing and then you're not going to be able to get out of it unless you disconnect. Now, this issue is coming from the fact that the model you have received has what's considering it not a official release by Betaflight is the way they're calling it, and what it is that release isn't going to work with the configurator. So you have two options on what you can do here. One, you can downgrade the configurator back to, I think it's 10.4.1, and that's going to get you going on that version that came with it and your 3. I haven't had any problem with 3.4, 3.5 in the new configurator. But downgrading will certainly help you in those if you're having the same kind of issue with those. But with these 4.0 unofficial releases, you're going to want to downgrade, or you're going to want to upgrade the version you have on the quad to an official 4.0 release, which is what I'm here to show you how to do. So what you're going to want to do is go in and make a dump of the configuration that came on the quad so you can keep all your LED setups and all those kinds of things. Now, only do this if it's 4.0 to 4.0. This is not going to work in any 3.2 to 4.0. That's not recommended to do at all in the new 4.0. So do not try to use any setups you had in 3.4, 4.5 and put them on a 4. It's not going to work, and it's actually can be very dangerous because the quad can take off on you. So dump this out because it is a 4.0. Save the file or copy all the content of it. I'm going to do both. I'm going to make a little save of the dump here into a file, and then I'm going to copy all of the dump so I can paste it back in once I've updated the firmware. So just go ahead and select everything up to usually I do it up to the name here. We'll right click and copy, and then we'll come out of this and we'll go into the firmware updater. So then just go ahead and click the firmware updater. If you haven't done so, make sure you read this area and set up all the proper USB connectors you need. Select your board that you had clearly written at the top of your dump. Make sure you are putting the right firmware for the right board on there. Make sure you're not trying to use any kind of pre-releases or dev releases. Take the official release and you're going to load it onto your online. It'll say load online. You can read the updates and things that have happened if you'd like to, but load the firmware online, and then what you're going to do then right here is what I was talking about, where it says do not try to use anything from the 3.0 versions to 4.0. Like I said, it's already, people have gotten their fingers cut and everything because they'll arm the quad and it'll just go schizo on them. So go ahead and load it up. Then you're going to want to hit this write the firmware. Now, if it doesn't write immediately, what that means is your board needs you to push the bind button. And all you do with that is just like if you are, the boot button. Just like if you were going to bind it, there's going to be another button on your quad for boot. If you don't know what it is, just look up your board online and it'll show you where the boot button is. And then just push that boot button and plug it in as if you were going to bind. And that will put it in boot mode, and that will give you the ability to go ahead and load the firmware. Now with my quad loaded in boot mode, I can load up the new firmware. Process takes a couple seconds, couple minutes, depending on how fast your PC is and how fast your internet connection is, where it's pulling the file down from, and it will rewrite the new firmware, an official release of 4.0 for you, and you will then be able to copy back in what we saved for our dump. And like I said, I have not had any issues with this, none of the problems like you would have if you did a 3.5 or 3.4 dump onto a 4. 4 to 4 seems to work fine without any craziness or any danger involved. So with that all set, we'll go ahead and reconnect the quad, go into our CLI. We'll paste that up in there, what I had saved out. We're going to press enter, and you'll see some of the areas that had settings previously that they used on these boards when they put them out with your bind and fly. You'll see all those little red errors are things that are not compatible with it any longer. And then we'll go ahead and type in save and press enter. And there you have it, guys. You are now going to be able to connect. You're going to be able to see your modes tab, and all your gyro and goodies are going to be there. So I hope this video was helpful to you. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And hopefully this will get your new bind and fly up in the air. Hey guys, thanks for stopping by and checking out the Quadcopter review. If you want to see more interesting reviews on FPV related stuff, take a look up here in the old right corner right there. You'll find links to all the rest of my reviews. If you want to get in on some of the best giveaways on YouTube, look over here. Don't forget to subscribe right here on my chin. And if you want to check out my flying only videos separated from the review channel, check that out right here. Thanks for coming. Don't forget to subscribe, and happy flying.